Hi friends, welcome to our channel. In this session, we will discuss what is the data type, what are the properties of data type, and how do we categorize the data type along with their sizes and ranges. First of all, what is a data type? So data type specifies the type of value stored in a variable. That means which type of values are accepted by that variable is specified by the data type. And another one is the amount of storage allocated to variables. If you are using a variable and how much amount of memory is allocated to a variable, that is also specified by the data type. And the operations that can be performed on the variable, the operations that can be performed on the variable, these information is given by the data type. Now generally this data type is categorized into different things. The first one is primary data type, next one is derived data type, user defined data type, and fourth one is a wide data type, also called as empty data type, either void data type, also called as empty data type. Okay, these are the four categories of different data types. So actually depending on the textbook or differing on the references, the categories is changed, but we learn all the data types. Now in this session we will discuss the primary data type. We will discuss the primary data type. After completion of this session, these three topics comes under the next sessions, that is the derived data type, user defined data types, and wide data type. Before going to this primary data type, first of all, I will explain the meaning of these things, only meanings. The explanation in the next session. Derived data type in the sense, already a primary data type is defined. From that data type, we are defining a new type. That means we are deriving a new data type from the existing data type. From the existing data type, we are defining a new type, that is called derived data type. So what are the examples? Arrays, functions, pointers, structures, unions. Actually, all these comes under derived data type. And user defined data type in the sense, user can create their own data types. User can create their data types, even though they are creating the data type based on the existing data type. But instead of using that existing, they are creating a new name, and by using that new name they are defining some variables. So under user defined data type we have enum and type def. So actually in some of the references, these structures and unions are also comes under user defined data type. So both are correct. The structures and unions comes under this user defined also. Wide data type means in the sense wide. That means no data type, no memory is allocated for a particular variable. This is the basic categorization of the data type. Now what to do? We will move to this primary data type. Also called as the basic data type. The simple categorization of primary data type is, it is divided into two types. Primary in the sense it is compulsory. If you want to generate either enum data type def data type, or structure, union, pointer, set, whatever it is, this primary data type is compulsory. So general categorization is integral, floating. Integral and floating. This is a general categorization. Again, this integral is divided into two types. One is integer, second one is a character. Okay. Now, integer in the sense to store whole numbers. Character in the sense to store the characters, floating in the sense to store real numbers. That means depending upon the value we want to store, we are using that particular data type. So at the time of variable declaration, what do you mean by variable? For example, if you want to calculate sum of two numbers, sum is equal to a plus b. Here a is a variable which is used to store some information. B is a variable which is used to store some information. Which type of information stored by A and B? If you want to perform addition between two integers, then A and B are integer variables and we are declaring like that. If you want to perform addition between two floating point numbers, then declare A and B as a floating point numbers. That means everything depends on the declaration. Once we are declaring a variable of this data type, they can store only such type of information. Now, so this is the general categorization, but here what you require at the time of writing, that means at the time of declaration, we have to use the keyword. So for representing integer, what is the keyword we are using? Int. Int is the keyword we are using. That means simple. Here you are writing like this, int space a. That means we are declaring a variable a of type integer. We discuss this thing in the next session. That is in the variable session, we will discuss this one. So integer size. Here, what is the size? That means in the definition of data type, what we discussed, we have to specify the amount of storage allocated to the variable. That means whenever we are declaring how much amount of memory is allocated, it is depends on the computer architecture we are using. Generally, we are using 16-bit architecture and 32-bit architecture. I am saying not the versions. Here 62-bit architecture, 32-bit architecture. If you are using 16-bit, generally I am explaining the concept for 16, assume. If you are using 16-bit architecture, the size is 2 bytes. That means for the variable a, 2 bytes of memory is allocated. Similarly, for representing the character, what is the data type? Char. For character, it allocate only 1 byte. Now, for floating, what is the representation? The keyword is float. For float, it allocates 4 bytes of memory. Now, this is the normal categorization. Now, along with this categorization, we have modifiers. What do you mean by modifier? To specify the specific thing in the sense, for example, the size of integer is 2 bytes. If you are declaring like this, int a is equal to some 5, what happens? Everything is stored in the form of zeros and ones, right? Whatever the information we are storing, that is stored in zeros and ones. Why? The computer understands zeros and ones. So for 5, actually how much memory is allocated? 2 bytes. 2 bytes in the sense 16 bits of memory is allocated. Total 16 bits of memory is allocated. But to store 5, only 101 is required. Remaining 13 bits are zeros, right? That means wastage of 13 bits of memory. Okay, in that case, what to do? Instead of allocating too much memory, we are moving to some another data type, that is short integer. You got my point? To reduce the size, for example, if your classroom size is, the classroom can store a maximum of 100 students. For example, if your strength is 10 members, so it is waste for allocating 10 members to 100 capacity students. That is the reason we are moving into short int. What is the size of short int? 1 byte. Now exactly we have one more question. What is that one? For example, if the memory we are allocating is only 16 bits, if it is not sufficient, then what to do? We are moving to the next version. That is a long integer. The size is 4 bytes. Again, Suppose if the long is also not sufficient, you can move and so on. That is moving in the sense long integer or long integer. You can move to any number of times. But the minimum criteria is integer. To reduce the size, we are moving to short. To increase the size, we are moving into long. Similarly, to store the real numbers also, we are using the concept of floating. We are using the concept of floating. So one data type is float. This is a single precision data type. Single precision data type. That means to store simply a real numbers of small values. For example, if you want to store the numbers of large precision, that means if you want to store the large numbers, we are moving to this double precision. Precision in the sense the number of digits you are required after the decimal point. So 3.4, this is called precision. How many number of bits? That is called precision. So to store the large numbers, the size of double is 8 bytes. And again, if you require to store more large number, we are moving into long double. The size is 10 bytes. Right? This is the general categorization of the primary data type. Primary data type. Now, this is the architecture what we are discussing for 16-bit machine. For example, if you are using a 32-bit machine, 16 in the sense 8 bits, sorry, 2 into 8, that is the reason integer is 2 bytes. So 32-bit architecture in the sense, what is the size of integer? The size of integer is 4 bytes. The size of short is 2 bytes. The size of long integer is, it does not change. Remember the thing, the size of long integer is does not change. So this floating double and long double, these are same. Okay, so generally we are using only the difference. Observe the difference in the integer size, only this is required. Now what are the modifiers? One is short and another one is long. Along with this, we have one more categorization. What is this one? Actually, we have two things. One is signed and another one is unsigned. In the sense, if you are declaring a variable, it can store both positive numbers and negative numbers. By default, a variable can store positive numbers and negative numbers. So by default, that is called signed. Unsigned in the sense, it can store only positive numbers. For example, char is the data type. By default, this is also called as signed char. If you mentioned or not mentioned, by default, char in the sense signed char, it occupies 1 byte. And if you want to store only positive characters, then you have to represent especially like this, unsigned character. Okay, here you can use this one or this one, that is not a problem. But if you want to store only positive unsigned character, similarly, for example, short. What is another name for short? Signed short or unsigned short. The first one is to store both positive numbers and negative numbers. Here this is only positive numbers. Similarly, integer, unsigned integer, each and everything except doubles and floats, only for whole numbers, integer or signed integer. You can specify with the sign or without sign. Why? Because by default that is signed. Now what you required, you already learned the size. Now you have to find out the ranges. So for character, it occupies 1 byte. 1 byte in the sense, how many bits? 8 bits. So it is a signed character. Remember, if it is a signed number, among the 8 bits, the last bit, 1 bit is reserved for sign. 1 bit is reserved for sign and the 7 bits are used for storing the number, right? 1 bit is for sign, that is if the here if the value is equal to 0 in the sense the number is a positive number. Here the 8th bit is the 1 in the sense the number is a negative number. This is for signed and remaining 7 bits are only used for storing number. Then what is the range? For example, if I am given 2 bits to you, 2 bits in a sense 0 and 1. How many possible combinations you have? 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. That means you can get a maximum of 4 numbers. Suppose if I am given 3 bits to you, you can give 2 cube, 8 possible. If I am given 4 bits, 2 power 4, 16. Similarly here, how many number of bits I am given? 7 bits. How many possible combinations you have? 2 power 7 possible combinations. 2 power 7 possible combinations, right? So that means what is the 2 power 7? 128. It can store. It depends on sign bit. Suppose if it is a negative number, it can store from minus 128 to minus 1. Suppose here if the number is a positive number, 0 to 127 only. Why here I am starting from 0? Generally 0 is considered as a positive number. So 0 to 127 in the sense a total of 128. Now what is the range? Minus 2 power 7 2 plus 2 power 7 minus 1. Here simply the range is minus 128 2 plus 127. This is the way to calculate the range. Suppose consider this one unsigned character. Here how many number of bits you are using for storing the number? For storing the number you are using the total 8 bits. Why? Here there is no concept of sign. That means always the number is a positive number. Always the number is a positive number. That means 2 power 8. 2 power 8 in the sense 2 power 56. 256. That means what is the range? 0 to 255. Actually you are starting from 0. That is the reason I am subtracting 1. You got it? Similarly, here I am explaining for integer. So what is 2 bytes? 2 bytes in the sense a total of 16 bits. Among 16 bits, 1 bit is reserved for sign. How many bits they are using? 15 bits. So what is the range? Minus 2 power 15 2 plus 2 power 15 minus 1. You observe minus 1 is used for why? Because it starts from 0. That is the range is minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Simply unsigned integer in the sense the total 16 bits are used for storing a number. That means compulsory starts from 0 to simply how it happens means perform addition between the two ranges 0 to 65,535. Okay, this is integer. For short, signed short and short also the same thing to this one. Why? Because it stores 1 byte. Now whatever it is, depending upon the number of bytes, if you observe the how to write the ranges, then it is very easy to calculate. Very easy to calculate. These are the different data types that are used in the program. Okay, thank you.